Towns.
Tenille, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Bobby?
I'm good. It's good to see you. This new guitar is fancy.
Thank you.
Is that art you drew, or is that because there's like a river or something on it?
Yeah, okay. Well, the straight lines of the sun rays are the extent of my artistic painting ability. The rest was my friend Lewis who did it. He's pretty awesome.
What happened to the other guitar that you were doing all the work on?
Well, that one was for the Lemonade Stand, so that was like for that record, and now this one's for Masquerades, and it's got some empty spaces on here to keep filling it up with the next stuff.
So every project, you do a new guitar?
That's the plan. Every record, full record, will get a little time capsule guitar to go with it.
Dang, that's pretty cool. What's the guitar you're making for this show appearance? Aren't we that valuable, guys?
Listen,
it should have its own guitar
I'm just
appearance.
going to get you a pen, and you guys can all...
No, we don't want to be a part of your art there. So I'm a massive Tenille Towns fan, and with you coming in, would you briefly, before you play a song, would you tell us about this train trip and kind of how this whole project came together?
Yes, thank you for having me today. Okay, so I rode this train.
Now do that while you're talking, though. We like it. You started to play music?
You like the accompaniment?
Yeah. Don't you guys like that?
Let's get
a
little vibe going here. Okay, so I got on the train in Montreal, and I rode it all the way to Calgary.
How far is that?
So it's a couple thousand miles. And we played, we lived on this train for 15 days, and we played 65 shows. So some days...
Well, you lived on a train?
Yeah, I lived
Was
on
it like
train.
where you had the stick on a bag on a stick, and you jumped on it as it was going, and then you lived in a cart?
I wish we could have done the run and jump on. Like, that's what I wanted, but that was not with safety protocols, so no. But
how do you play shows on a train?
So literally one of the stage cars one of the box cars was a stage. So it would roll into the town, and everybody would gather around, and they knew when the train was coming through their town, and like the door would just fold down, and then we'd put the mic stands out there, and we'd go play, and then we would like say goodbye, and the door would fold back up, and we'd roll to the next town like 20 minutes down the track. So some days we were playing 5 or 6 shows a day, and a lot of these shows were in like minus 31 degrees Celsius weather, and like people were so resilient. It was the most incredible thing, and it was a free show, but everyone who came brought a donation for their local food bank. So it was like witnessing the best parts of the human spirit, and I'm standing up there seeing everyone bundled up and the freezing cold weather just like showing up for their friends and neighbors. And I was so inspired. I had to start writing. So I wrote a bunch of songs in the mornings before the shows would start. And then a couple days into it, I was like, we got a couple laptops, and like we could borrow some gear from the stage car. What if we figured out how to like record some stuff on this train while we're moving down the tracks? So
the whole purpose of this was to give back.
Yeah.
Now, you said some things I don't understand. First of all, Celsius. First of all.
Okay, I don't know. It starts to even out. I can't remember at what degree, but I want to say it was like minus 25 or something Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The second thing was you said 2 places. And I like to apologize to all of our Canadian listeners because we're on in a lot of places in Canada too. But you said 2 places from this place to that place. So what were the 2 places again?
Montreal to Calgary.
Do that America, though, distance-wise.
Distance-wise? Okay, so Calgary's like north of Montana.
Okay.
And Montreal is like... what is that north of? Probably like it's New York-ish.
Okay, but up a little more too.
But up, yeah.
Okay, so it's a long train ride.
It's a long train ride.
Is it like a tour bus? Because whenever we have to go back on the road in a bus, the first couple days I don't like it because I feel like I'm shaking as we're driving and I'm sleeping. And then sometimes we hit the side, and you're like, oh, I want to die.
Yes.
Is it hard to sleep on a train?
So it was very shaky, but you got used to it a couple days in. Same kind of thing. The difference between a tour bus is there was a lot more space to like for all of us to spread out. There was a lounge car, there was a caboose where we set up a little recording studio, but then everyone had their own tiny little room, which was a lot more spacious than like a bunk. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get as stir crazy as we were nervous getting on that thing because you don't really get off the train. We got off once to go to like a Legion, like after the last show at night. But other than that, you're pretty much kind of just on the train. One day, I think we clocked like 9,000 steps or something just going
on the train.
Do
you have to jump from cart to cart, and there's a chance you fall off? In the middle of the 2 carts. Wow. You have to jump over. And there's the ground below you?
Yeah, where like they say like mind the gap. Yeah, no, there was definitely, you had to, it would be a greater risk of slipping on the ice and the snow that was blowing between the cars.
Yeah.
But it was closed off. So you weren't going to fall off the train, but you You could definitely trip.
And how would they yell all aboard in Canada? And do they yell it in French when you're in the French parts?
I wish they yelled it at all. Not one time. Not one time did they say all aboard, which felt very like misleading.
Okay, so now that we know the story.
So that's the story.
Think about this. She goes and she lives on a train, all to get food for people that are less fortunate. And now if I were to go like, I'm so surprised, I'll be lying, because Tenille's just what she's about is helping others constantly.
Thanks.
So I'm not surprised by any of this. I think I'd have been surprised. She was like, I did a train, I got paid $10,000 a night. It was awesome. I'd be like, what? Who are you? That's crazy. So what song are you going to do here?
Okay, I'm going to do a song called Wheels, which is the last song on this EP called Train Track Work Tapes. And so all of these are pretty acoustic, stripped down. This is the last song, and as we recorded the song in motion, so as you're listening, you can hear all of the creaks, and like at one point we hit some kind of bump. You could definitely hear that in the track, and at the end, we did it all in one complete pass, and we passed by the crossing, and the bells happened, thank God, like just at the end of the last note. We all looked at each other, we were like, we're not doing that again. Like, that was it. This is it. We got it. So this song is kind of like, this one is very honest to me in the sense of I struggle very much with the high of being on the road and then coming home and doing laundry and being in the quiet of that. And I was in the middle of this train trip, literally having the time of my life, and I was just dreading the ending. You know, and you've like looked forward to something, and
it's me at work every day.
You're just
I get here
you don't
and I just
want
don't
it
want to
to
go
be
home.
over.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Felt that, yeah.
Honestly, that's a great sign that you're doing the thing you love, but it's definitely a weird feeling to dread the end. So that's what this song's about.
Tenille has the Train Track Work Tapes, which you really recorded and wrote while on a train traveling across the land to help other people eat. That's literally it.
Help other people eat. Wow, what a synopsis.
She was collecting food for food banks. So, and track 3, I'm just going to have you play if you're cool with it.
I'd be honored.
And the first time I heard Tenille play this, I think we were all backstage because Tenille came on the road with me for a while where we did shows. And I just remember Tenille being so good, and she would like tear the crowd, their hearts out, and then had gone to be funny. And I was like, it's the best and worst decision ever made, because the best decision is Tenille just murders a crowd and they fall in love with her and how good she is. But then she's got them so emotional that I come on to tell jokes and they're just not in the right headspace for it. So, but we sat back, me, Eddie, Tenille.
Yes.
I think whoever, I don't know, Garth was back there, George Strait.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they were all our buddies, you know.
And just passing a guitar around and Tenille played
That was
this.
really fun.
That was like a really fun time. Like,
that's kind of like one of those rare magic moments in a dressing room that I feel like you can kind of count on one hand. And I loved that. We just passed the guitar around. It was so awesome.
And she played this. And I remember going, oh man, one day I'm going to ever play it here. So of all these songs on the Train Track Work Tapes, which I hope everybody goes and streams,
Thanks.
I'm going to put one as like our national countdown song, and then I'm going to put it on a different show that I do, a national show. Which one do you want featured?
Thank you.
No, not thank you. Which one do you want? Because I'll pick whichever one you like. But you get to pick one.
I get to pick one.
And I'll put it on both the national shows. Do you want
Dang.
Home to Me, Pieces of My Heart, Coming Together, Wheels? Which one?
Let's do Home to Me.
Okay. So, Mike, got that? Put that on both of them.
Thank you. That's
okay.
so cool.
Now uncomfortable questions. I give, but then I take.
And then, all right.
do that?
Oh, I'm buckling up.
Yep,
I'm
I
ready.
give, then I take. They're not that uncomfortable for you because everybody likes you. Question 1. Is Tenille Town sad all the time?
Yes, always.
Okay.
It's like, underneath and at the same time as absolute joy. Everywhere I go, it's just kind of underneath.
How tall is Tenille Towns?
Ooh, 5'2" on a good day.
Yeah. When you wear boots?
That's more like 5'4" maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Tenille Towns have any secret talents?
Secret talents. I don't really think so. Let
Like
me see.
I can juggle. I can anything just weird. Like, wow, Tenille can do that.
It's kind of weird, but I grew up water skiing with my family. And my dad was kind of like a competitive water skier, so therefore I can like slalom ski kind of half decently.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, there are 2 more.
Okay.
What's the worst part of being a country singer? Like, what's the worst part of the job of being a country singer?
Ooh. Photo shoots, getting your picture taken all the time. I just want to sing songs for people. Cameras are like the worst thing ever.
And the final one, and I tell you, I didn't know this till I was looking at. Hey Ray, can you play a clip of The Thing That Wrecks You? It's Tenille and Bryan Adams. Play a clip of that, please, if you have that.
It looked just like a dream come true.
So this question is based off somebody who saw the writing credits where your last name is not listed as Towns.
Interesting.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but wow, good to know.
And the question was, how does she pronounce her real last name?
Yeah, it's basically it's Nad Kranishny, which sounds like a sneeze, but yeah, it's got enough letters for the Mickey Mouse theme song.
Nad Kranishny.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
wish that was my name.
Damn.
That's a cool name.
That's
You
a
could-
cool one.
Thanks,
Dang,
guys.
and Nad is at the beginning of it. That's awesome. Tenille, you know you are the best.
Oh, I love you guys.
Always
Thanks for having
whatever
me.
you got going on, you can always come in here.
I appreciate
and
you.
you're the best. And okay, so everybody, go and check out Train Track Work Tapes and follow Tenille at Tenille Towns, TOWNES. And I think we've said it all. Amy, anything you want to say?
Just recording on a train, like, has it inspired you to think, where else
A
can
boat.
I?
Literally,
Yeah.
let's go
River
on a
sessions.
trip.
What?
Come on.
Skydiving.
Oh, river sessions, plane
River
sessions.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
The
What
river
other
work tapes.
modes of transportation are there?
I mean,
the
boat would
Uber
be fun.
tapes.
Oh, there you
One
go.
Uber to the
Oh,
next.
yeah.
Let's go. I
That's
love
a good one. Anything else? The scooter sessions.
Okay.
Submarine sounds.
Oh,
Now we're really
mean,
getting
all
somewhere.
right.
Yes. All right, you guys. Tenille Towns, check it out. Tenille, thank you very much. There she
Thank
is. Nice
you.
job.
Thanks, you guys.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.